Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. I'm Seth from the Lonely Stunner podcast, and this is episode 83 of my side quest. Now, in this episode, we're going to be looking at the recent news that Deontay Wilder's got a fight confirmed against Tyrell Herndon on June 27th in Kansas. Now, Deontay Wilder's a guy who at one point was a former world champion. He was a world champion for about 5 years as well, to be fair to Deontay Wilder. He was WBC World Heavyweight Champion from 2015 to 2020. He has now got 4 losses on his record. Of course, had a split draw against Tyson Fury. But like I said, 4 losses on his record now. He's got back-to-back losses to Tyson Fury. And he's coming off back-to-back losses against Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, respectively. Now, when you see someone like Deontay Wilder, and you look at his career, and you look, okay, he lost to Tyson Fury. There's no shame in that. But you look at the way he lost to Tyson Fury. He got mollywopped. In the second and third fight, dude got mollywopped against Tyson Fury and got beaten down. And those type of performances are the type of performances you don't recover from. Straight up, you do not recover from beatings like that. It doesn't happen in boxing. Not at heavyweight. Not when you're as bad of a boxer as Deontay Wilder was. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, dude was 42-0. How could he be a bad boxer? But he didn't really even start facing anyone of note until he was about 40-0, if we're being honest. So he got to 42-0, basically fighting scrubs up until his 40th fight, where he first fought Luis Ortiz. All these other guys are bums. Stavern, bum. Gerald Washington, bum. Chris Arreola, a bum. Artur Spilska, a bum. Like, just scrubs. All of these guys are scrubs he's fought up until 40-0, and he beats Luis Ortiz in a fight that arguably he may have been losing, but he manages to get the knockout against Luis Ortiz. He then gets the split draw against Tyson Fury. He then beats another bum, Dominic Breazeale, and then rematches Luis Ortiz, who was at this point another year older, even further removed from his prime, and knocks out Luis Ortiz. Then fights Tyson Fury, gets mollywopped, rematches Tyson Fury, gets mollywopped again, then fights another scrub in Robert Helenius and knocks him out, then fights Joseph Parker, loses, and then fights Zhilei Zhang and gets mollywopped. So I'm saying when you've taken the beatings you've taken, and when you were not even that good of a boxer to begin with, you don't recover from that. Right? There's no world where Deontay Wilder, he'll probably win this fight against Herndon. I mean, if he can't beat this absolute nobody in Tyrell Herndon, then he needs to retire. But he'll beat him. But even if Deontay Wilder can string together 3, 4, God forbid, 5 more wins, you have to think, if he can't beat the Joseph Parkers and the Zhilei Zhangs of the division, you're not getting another world title shot, right? So now he's fighting Herndon in Kansas. If he wants to do these sorts of shows at the Carl's Cock Arena in Kansas, if he wants to do those type of shows, then he can stick around, assuming he wins these fights. But if he can't even beat this guy, then he needs to retire. I mean, after the Zhilei Zhang loss, you should have retired, because again, he got mollywopped in that. Right, absolutely battered, beat from pillar to post in that fight. You know, and really got exposed just how badly of a boxer he was. Now, up until the Luis Ortiz fight, we're thinking, okay, great, he's not a great boxer, but he's got the gas tank and he's got the power to go to last the distance, right? He was losing the Luis Ortiz fight, but managed to stop him in the 10th round. Right? So he's not one of these boxers where if he can't get you out of there in the first couple of rounds, he's hopeless. No, he managed to knock out Luis Ortiz in the later rounds, right? So thinking, okay, he's a fighter with one-punch knockout power, and he carries his power for all 12 rounds. Outside of that, Deontay Wilder offers nothing in a boxing ring. He can't even keep his guard up. He's super skinny, where early on in his career, him being super skinny and super long and rangy was a benefit because he was able to stay outside and then sort of explode into range with these big shots and knock guys out. But, you saw in the Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang fight, these guys do not fear his power at all anymore. At all. And obviously he knocked out Helenius, but Helenius is an absolute scrub. An absolute scrub in boxing. And you see the Joseph Parker fight. Joseph Parker walked him down, and we know Joseph Parker hasn't got pillow hands. You know, people, this sort of, I don't even know what you say, sort of rhetoric around Joseph Parker that he's just purely a boxer and not a puncher at all. Dude can bang, right? Now, he didn't knock out Deontay Wilder. If these two were to rematch, Joseph Parker would 100% knock him out inside 5 rounds. He'd do it as quick as / if not quicker than Zhang Zhang knocked him out, right? But you saw in the Zhang and Parker fight, and even in the third Tyson Fury fight, he had no fear of him, no fear of the power anymore, right? So it goes to show, maybe Deontay Wilder was a hype job. Do you know what I mean? If I'm being honest, because you look at his record up until he fought Tyson Fury, his only one respectable win is Luis Ortiz. Only one. Right? So like, this guy goes to 40-0 with one good win, and then fights Tyson Fury, draws with him, but gets handedly outboxed for 12 rounds, but manages to get a draw because he's still a big puncher at this point. Then rematches Luis Ortiz, stops him again, and fights Dominic Breazeale, a guy who's a known scrub, and stops him in 1 round. Rematches Fury, loses. Third fight, gets knocked out completely. Do you know what I mean? Like Deontay Wilder may be one of the greatest hype jobs in boxing history, I'll be honest. He might be one of the best. For how limited of a boxing talent he was. And considering he was a world champion for 5 years. Right? Dude was champion from 2015 to 2020. He was a champion for 5 years. That's not easy to do in boxing. Not easy to do in any sport, obviously. But not easy to do in boxing. And I see this fight get announced against Herndon, and I'm like, why are you doing it? We know why he's doing this. I'm saying, why are you doing this? Because even if you beat Herndon, you're never going to get a world title shot again. Even if you beat Herndon, you'll fight maybe one of the more respected contenders again. You'll lose to them. Even if you beat Herndon, okay, maybe you face another couple more guys like Herndon again, and maybe you beat them. But I'm always looking, what's the end goal, right? What is the end goal? Are you trying to get a world championship again? Because if you are, that's not going to happen. If you're just going to try to get one more payday, as in, let's say Deontay Wilder faces Herndon, beats him, then fights 2 more times, fights 1 more time this year, and then 1 more time next year, and then he's coming off, hopefully, 3, decisive knockout wins, then maybe you're looking at Anthony Joshua fight, but the Anthony Joshua fight is nowhere near as big as it would have been 2020, 2021, 2019, 2018. Nowhere near as big. And to be fair, both guys are to blame for that. Both guys have lost fights that they shouldn't have lost. Obviously, Anthony Joshua with the Andy Ruiz fight. Anthony Joshua was always going to lose to Usyk because Usyk's a far better boxer than him. And Joshua isn't a slick enough boxer to be able to land the necessary power shots to put a guy like Usyk out. So he was always going to lose that fight. But Deontay Wilder obviously lost twice to Tyson Fury and then now twice again. Dude's cooked, bro. Dude is absolutely cooked. He shouldn't really be boxing again. Obviously, I'm speaking honestly, like, the performance we saw from Zhang Zhang, Deontay Wilder probably shouldn't be boxing again. Because this... Now, losing to Zhang Zhang there's no shame in that. Zhang Zhang's clearly a big guy, clearly a big puncher, big heavyweight. You know what I mean? There's no shame, and he's not a bad boxer at all. Quite a good boxer, but losing in the fashion, if he lost like another decision, like he did to Joseph Parker, and was able to show at times flashes, then maybe we could be like, okay, well, the old Deontay Wilder is still in there somewhere. No, he got mollywopped, bro. Now he'll probably beat Herndon because, well, I say he probably will. I couldn't tell you the first thing about Tyrell Herndon. Couldn't tell you any of the names on his resume. He's lost a number of fights already. So, in boxing, when you've lost a number of fights, you're, sort of regarded as a journeyman at this point. And considering I don't recognise his name against any of the other big names in the division, he's probably been losing to sort of lower level guys, right? So, it's 100% a must win for Deontay Wilder. Because if Deontay Wilder can't win this, then he's done. Like, really, really done. He's already done. Like, we know this. Serious guys in the boxing space know he's been done. But if he loses this, he's really done. Like, he'll have to retire after this. Because he'll know it. Like, the offers he'll be getting for fights after this, he won't even want to entertain them. So he'll just sort of retire by default, sort of thing. But yeah, interesting. I was surprised to see this, honestly. Surprised to see that Deontay Wilder's coming back. At one point, was a really interesting, really exciting fight to see. Because even though when he was facing the scrubs, when he was facing the guys like Dominic Breazeale, Bermain Stavern, Chris Arreola, when he's facing these guys, and then obviously, like I said, the Brazils, the two Luis Ortiz fights and the Helenius fight, you're like, this guy's like one of the most exciting heavyweights we've seen in years, right? Because he's just knocking dudes out. He was. There's no... And to be fair to him, all the bums that he was fighting, he was knocking them all out. So it's not like a thing where, okay, well, he's going like competitive 12-round decisions with these guys. No, he's beating the brakes of these guys. He's stopping these guys. So fair play to Deontay Wilder, right? Got to 40-0, stopping the vast majority of guys that he fought. I think he stopped everyone apart from one on that 40 fight win streak, right? But let me know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to see the old Deontay Wilder on June 27th against Tyrell Herndon? Or do you think we're going to see more of the same from Deontay Wilder, a fighter who's, sort of lost his way, lost his confidence, lost his belief in himself, not throwing as much, and kind of just gets bullied by this guy? I couldn't tell you the first thing about Herndon. I couldn't tell you if this guy's a big heavyweight, a small heavyweight. I couldn't tell you the first thing. But yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.